Here's a fun camping hack that'll blow your mind. No kindling? No problem. You probably have the perfect fire starter right in your snack bag. Greasy potato chips work surprisingly well as fire starters. Just place a handful under your wood. The grease makes them burn long enough to ignite everything else. Light them up and watch the magic happen. They burn long enough to get your wood going, and best of all, no lighter fluid needed. Next time you're camping, remember this tasty fire hack. Here are DIY craft ideas. Mason jar lanterns. Decorate a clean mason jar with paint, glitter, or tissue paper. Place a flameless LED tea light inside for a cozy, flickering lantern. You can hang them with wire or twine for a rustic look. Find smooth, flat rocks and clean them. Use acrylic paint to write the names of herbs or vegetables like basil, rosemary, carrot. Seal them with an outdoor safe sealant to protect them from the elements.
Make DIY craft on No-Sew fleece blanket. Purchase 2 pieces of fleece fabric of the same size in complementary colors or patterns. Lay them flat, one on top of the other. Cut a square from each corner. Cut 1-inch wide strips about 4 inches long all along the edges. Tie the corresponding top and bottom strips together with a double knot.
DIY craft painted rock garden markers. Find smooth, flat rocks and clean them. Use acrylic paint to write the names of herbs or vegetables. For example, basil, rosemary, carrot. Seal them with an outdoor safe sealant to protect them from the elements. Upcycled t-shirt. Tote bag. Cut the sleeves and neckline off an old t-shirt. Turn the shirt inside out and sew or tie the bottom hem closed. To create a fringe, cut 2-inch strips along the bottom of the shirt, then tie them together. You've got a simple, reusable tote bag. DIY ombre string art. Draw a simple shape on a piece of wood. Hammer small nails along the outline of the shape. Starting with the lightest color, wrap embroidery floss or string randomly from nail to nail inside the shape, creating a web. Transition to darker colors as you fill in the shape. Melt soy wax flakes in a double boiler. Add a few drops of your favorite essential oil for fragrance. Secure a wick to the bottom of a heat-safe jar. Pour the melted wax into the jar, using clothespins or chopsticks to hold the wick upright. Let it cool and harden. Making a woven friendship bracelet is a great way to create a personalized gift for a friend, or to make something unique for yourself. Here's a more detailed breakdown of the process you described, along with some tips to get you started. Materials you'll need: embroidery. Floss, 3 or more different colors. The number of strands you use will determine the thickness of your bracelet. Scissors, to cut your threads. Tape or a safety pin, to secure the bracelet while you're working on it. Prepare the floss. Cut each color of embroidery floss to about 24-30 inches long. You'll want to have more than enough length to ensure your bracelet is long enough to fit around a wrist, with some extra for tying. Tie a knot. Gather all of your threads together and tie a single overhand knot about 2-3 inches from one end. Secure your work. Now, you need to secure the knot so you can work on the rest of the bracelet. Use tape. Tape the knotted end to a flat surface like a table or a book. Use a safety pin. Pin the knot to your jeans, a pillow, or a cushion. Use a clipboard. Secure the knot under the clip of a clipboard. Start weaving. The method you use to weave your bracelet will depend on the type of design you want to create. Braid. This is the most basic technique and is perfect for beginners. Simply divide your threads into 3 sections and braid them just like you would hair. The different colors will intertwine, creating a simple and classic look. Macrame or simple knotting. For more intricate designs, you'll need to learn a few basic knots. A common one is the forward knot. Take that thread and cross it over the other threads to form a 4 shape. Then bring the thread under the other threads and up through the loop of the 4 you just made. Pull it tight to form a knot. Repeat this process a second time to create a secure knot. Finish the bracelet. Once your bracelet is long enough to fit around your wrist, tie another overhand knot at the end to secure your work. You can then trim any excess floss. To wear it, you can tie the two ends together. By doing this with different colors in a specific pattern, you can create diagonal stripes or other patterns. A detailed guide to DIY paper. Mache bowls. Paper mache is a fun and easy craft that allows you to create unique, lightweight, and surprisingly sturdy bowls from simple materials. The process involves layering strips of paper soaked in a paste over a form, which, in this case, is a balloon. Here is a detailed breakdown of each step, along with tips and variations to help you create your own beautiful bowls. Newspaper or other paper. Old newspapers are a classic choice because they are absorbent and readily available. You can also use other types of paper, such as magazine pages, junk mail, or even brown paper bags. The key is to use paper that can be easily torn. A balloon. The size of your balloon will determine the size and shape of your bowl. A round or oval balloon works best. White glue, standard white school glue PVA glue, is perfect for this project. It's non-toxic and dries clear. Water, to thin the glue into a paste. A bowl or container, to mix your glue and water paste. Scissors optional, to cut string or tape. A protective surface. Lay down a plastic sheet, old newspapers, or a cutting mat to protect your work area from the messy glue. Acrylic paint, craft paint, or spray paint, for decorating your finished bowl. Paintbrushes, for painting and sealing. A sealant optional. Clear varnish, Mod Podge, or a clear acrylic spray sealant will make your bowl more durable and water resistant. Tear the paper. The first step is to tear your paper into strips. Aim for strips that are about 1-2 inches wide and 6-8 inches long. Tearing the paper, rather than cutting it, creates feathered edges that blend together more seamlessly, resulting in a smoother final surface. Inflate the balloon. Inflate your balloon to the desired size. Remember that the shape of the bowl will be the inverted shape of the balloon. For a more stable base, you can slightly flatten the top of the balloon the side that will become the bottom of the bowl as you inflate it. Tie the end securely. Prepare the paste. In a bowl, mix your white glue with water. A good starting ratio is about 2 parts glue to 1 part water. You want the consistency to be similar to pancake batter. Thin enough to easily coat the paper strips, but thick enough to be sticky. Stir thoroughly to combine. Set up your workspace. Place the balloon on a stable surface. You can rest it in a small bowl or a mug to keep it from rolling around. This will be the inside of your bowl. Dip the paper strips. Take a single strip of paper and dip it into your glue mixture. Run your fingers down the strip to remove any excess glue. You want the paper to be fully saturated but not dripping. Apply the first layer. Place the glue-covered strip onto the balloon, smoothing it down with your fingers to remove any air bubbles or wrinkles. Begin laying the strips from the center of the balloon, which will be the bottom of the bowl, and work your way outwards. Overlap the strips slightly to ensure full coverage. Make sure the strips extend far enough down to create the rim of the bowl. Apply subsequent layers. Continue adding strips in the same manner. The key to a strong bowl is to build up multiple layers. A minimum of 3-4 layers is recommended. For a sturdier bowl, you can add 5 or even 6 layers. You can alternate the direction of your strips with each layer to add strength. For example, lay the first layer vertically, the second horizontally. Let it dry completely. This is a crucial step. The paper mache must be completely dry before you can proceed. Place the balloon in a warm, dry area and let it sit for at least 24-48 hours. The surface will be hard and opaque when dry. Pop the balloon. Once the paper mache is completely dry and hard, it's time for the most satisfying part. Use a pin or the tip of a scissor to carefully pop the balloon. The balloon will deflate, and you'll be left with your beautiful, hardened bowl. Trim the edges. If the rim of your bowl is uneven, you can use scissors to carefully trim it to a clean, smooth edge. Decorate. Now for the fun part. You can paint your bowl using acrylic or craft paints. You can paint a solid color, create patterns, or even use stencils. This is your chance to make the bowl truly your own. Add a sealant. To protect your painted design and to make the bowl more durable, it's highly recommended to apply a sealant. A clear gloss or matte varnish, a layer of Mod Podge, or a clear acrylic spray sealant will work perfectly. This will also make the bowl slightly water-resistant, though it is not recommended for holding food or liquids. Alternative paste. If you don't have white glue, you can make a traditional paper mache paste by mixing flour and water. A common ratio is 1 part flour to 2 parts water. Simmer on the stove until the mixture thickens, let it cool, and then use it as your paste. A small amount of salt can be added to prevent mold. Create different shapes. Instead of a balloon, you can use other forms like an inverted bowl, a plastic container, or even a soccer ball to create different sizes and shapes. Use different papers. For a unique texture, try using strips of colored tissue paper for your final layer. The colors will show through and create a vibrant finish. Handle with care. Remember that paper mache, while sturdy, is still fragile. These bowls are great for holding lightweight items like keys, jewelry, potpourri, or other decorative objects. Avoid using them for food or anything heavy.
DIY Craft, customized photo coasters. This project is a fantastic way to personalize your home decor, create unique gifts, or preserve cherished memories in a functional and beautiful way. The process is straightforward, requiring only a few materials and a little bit of patience. Materials you will need: ceramic tiles. 4x4-inch unglazed ceramic tiles are the standard choice. They are inexpensive and provide a perfect flat surface for your photos. You can find these at most hardware stores or home improvement centers. Printed photos. The photos should be printed on regular paper, not glossy photo paper. Glossy paper doesn't adhere as well and can be more prone to bubbling. The photos need to be trimmed to a perfect 4x4-inch square to fit the tiles. Mod Podge. This is the star of the show. Mod Podge is a versatile decoupage medium, sealant, and glue all in one. You'll want the glossy or matte finish depending on your preference. The dishwasher-safe or waterproof formulas are excellent choices for coasters, as they offer better protection against moisture. Foam brush or regular paintbrush. A foam brush is ideal for applying smooth, even layers of Mod Podge without leaving brush strokes. Scissors or craft cutter. For trimming your photos to the correct size. A craft cutter or paper trimmer will give you cleaner, more precise cuts than scissors. Felt pads. These are essential to protect your furniture from scratches. Look for small self-adhesive felt pads at a craft store or hardware store. Optional. A small roller or a credit card can be helpful for smoothing out bubbles. Step-by-step detailed instructions. Step 1. Preparing your materials. Select and print photos. Choose high-resolution photos that will look good in a 4x4-inch square. You can use photo editing software to crop and size them before printing. Print them on a standard inkjet or laser printer on plain printer paper. Trim the photos. Carefully trim each photo to an exact 4.4-inch square. A paper trimmer is highly recommended for this step to ensure clean, straight edges. Precision is key here to avoid any tile peeking out from the sides. Clean the tiles. Make sure your ceramic tiles are clean and free of any dust or debris. A quick wipe with a damp cloth and then a dry cloth will do the trick. A clean surface is crucial for good adhesion. Step 2. Applying the photo. Apply the base coat of Mod Podge. Using your foam brush, apply a thin, even layer of Mod Podge to the top surface of one ceramic tile. The layer should be thin enough to be smooth, but thick enough to cover the entire surface. Work quickly as Mod Podge can start to get tacky. Position the photo. Immediately after applying the glue, carefully place your trimmed photo onto the tile. Start by aligning one corner and then gently lay the rest of the photo down, trying to minimize wrinkles and bubbles as you go. Smooth out bubbles. This is a critical step. Place a piece of parchment paper or wax paper over the photo to protect it. Using your fingers, a small roller, or the edge of a credit card, gently but firmly smooth out any air bubbles, working from the center of the photo outwards. If you see a stubborn bubble, You can gently lift a corner of the photo to release the air and then press it back down. Let it dry. Allow the tile to dry completely. This can take about 15-20 minutes, but it's best to wait at least an hour to be safe. You'll know it's dry when the Mod Podge becomes clear and the paper is firmly adhered. Step 3. Sealing and protecting the coaster. Apply the first top coat. Once the base layer is completely dry, apply a generous but even layer of Mod Podge over the entire surface of the photo and the edges of the tile. This is your first sealant layer. Don't worry if it looks milky or streaky. It will dry clear. Let it dry again. Allow this layer to dry completely. This usually takes about 20-30 minutes. You can tell it's dry when it's transparent and no longer tacky. Apply subsequent top coats. For a durable, long-lasting coaster, you'll want to apply at least 2 to 3 more top coats. This builds up a thick, protective layer that will guard against water rings and heat. Repeat the process of applying a layer and letting it dry completely between each coat. Many crafters recommend at least 3-4 top coats for coasters to be truly functional and durable. Curing time. For the best results, let the finished coasters cure for a full 24 hours before use. This allows the Mod Podge to fully harden and achieve its maximum durability. Step 4. Finishing touches. Attach felt pads. Flip your finished dry coasters over. Peel the backing off of your self-adhesive felt pads and place one on each of the 4 corners of the tile's back. This will prevent the hard ceramic from scratching your wooden tables or other surfaces. Tips for success in troubleshooting. Photo paper. Choice. As mentioned, plain printer paper is best. It's more porous and absorbs the Mod Podge better, leading to a stronger bond and fewer bubbles. Cleanliness. Work in a clean, dust-free environment. A single speck of dust can get trapped under the photo or in the sealant layer. Thin layers. It's better to apply multiple thin layers of Mod Podge than one thick one. Thick layers take longer to dry, can be more prone to bubbling, and may appear cloudy. Seal the edges. Be sure to wrap the Mod Podge around the very edges of the tile to ensure the photo paper doesn't lift over time. Waterproof versus regular Mod Podge. While any Mod Podge will work, the waterproof or dishwasher-safe formulas are a game-changer for coasters, as they offer superior protection against condensation and spills. Patience. This is a project that rewards patience. Rushing the drying process between coats is the most common cause of a failed project. Enjoy your beautiful, personalized photo coasters. They make fantastic gifts for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or just to spruce up your own home.